They call me Justice, cause I'm just like ice when it's hot out. I evaporate. Welcome back to Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Mr. Wright's not here today? Trucy, I'm scared. He said the old foot injury was acting up. Sounds like a lot of malarkey to me. Trucy, he was hit by a car. He was all smiles yesterday. Yeah, he smiled when he said he'd be fine, as long as you're there, Trucy. Now that I'm absent, I'm sure he will decay in a matter of hours. Fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice, baby. I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Oh, do some now. I want to hear, or see. It's the other way around. Okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm doing just fine! Sounds more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine, I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, Mr. Wocky. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? As your legal defense, I'd like to offer my opinion. Wocky, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. That one is spooky, though. I'm not afraid. I'm just acknowledging his fear status. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, son of mine. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. An idiot. No, I saw that this morning when I looked in the mirror. The trial's starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. I mean, he really could have done it. What? We don't get the chance? Well, that's a first. Shouldn't say that. Oh my God, that dude is huge. Court is in session for the trial of Wocky Kitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Ready to rock and roll here, Judge. What is this dude's problem? It's him. The Prince guy from yesterday. He's a prosecutor who could have seen this coming. Me. Because you boot up the game and there's like a splash image. All right. It's Gavin's brother. Long time no see, Prosecutor Gavin. Were you taking a leave of absence? You know the little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Oh, I'm so happy for you. Hard to say, 9 to your fans. When 3 of your singles go platinum, I think it's supposed to be German. If he's using that much German. But I can't do that. Well, I probably could. It probably just sounded like garbage. I like my impression better. Fan canon, alright. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I fear that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Not to worry, hater judge. I wouldn't miss the day in court for the world. It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my shows. You freaking nerd. He's the enemy. But god dang it, he's cracking me up. How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my bro? So him a little boy? Oh my god! It was worth canceling a show or two. I understand that. Alright. You may give your opening statement to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? What is he gonna do? Well, it is a court of law. That's no way to get the crowd jumping. Hey, your judge. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. What are you doing? Achtung, baby! Today we play it my way! What is this theme song? What's that noise? Sometimes you gotta get up in order to get down. To prosecuting a rock and roll superstar, lawyer,
This is stupid!
Stupid awesome, you mean? The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand.
What in world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand?
I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now, because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. We'll see about that. Undeniable? How so? If you were to glare at anyone, higher justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see.
All right, we'll do it your way. Please admit this witness to the court. Oh, what the?
Yo, he ain't bad, what? 9. Not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. God, I'm intimidated. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I'm so worried. I swear I could see the guitar for a second. Shut up, Georgie!
What is it, Prosecutor Gavin?
The motive, High Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? I mean, he's basically a doctor. Objection! I didn't see no PhD or doctorate. You probably need both. Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh? What if the defendant specifically requests to do so? As he did this morning. Oh no! I want to give a shout out to all my homies. I think he said something like that.
Oh, what? Homies? Do they still sell those at the grocery store? I collected them. It's a little weird because it's not, you look at me, you're like, a grown man, Southern, Texan. Why would you collect various homies? I mean, they're just so cool.
What is right? I'm lost in the sauce again. They always say that on stage you should hit the crowd with the speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? Yeah, no kidding.
Well, it was highly unusual, but court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime.
Okay.
So you, son, are the defendant, Wocky, are you?
I ain't your son, old man. You step the kid, you best be prepared to step strong.
You step to a public official. You best be prepared to step into jail. Anybody? You gotta hand it to him. He sure is funny and charismatic. Shut up, Tracy! Wocky sure has guts. Yes. Sorry I told you to shut up. I'm on edge. It's not his guts I'm worried about, though.
Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive from the defendant himself. I guess we're doing this. I mean, this usually goes down like this, but what you got, big guy?
I tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker.
Whoa, Wocky! We cannot bring race into this. Let's not make it a hate crime, buddy.
Someone has to show him what's up, I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my up something bad. The vocal cord surgery did not go well. And then he just let me go, without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in and get another doctor patch me up. That was the day I done figured it out. No OG's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying?
You went to his pad that night? His pad is in a park? What? All right, let me get this straight. You're saying you were one of the victim's patients?
A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping a reel on the street through that. I needed an incision to scrape my knee. It was bad. I tell you one thing, that doc was a whack.
Well, he got whacked. Yeah, the humor ain't, I figured it out. Okay. The defense may, just do it.
I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all this. Great. Okay. Let's dial this back. I'm getting a little wacky myself. I'm getting a little wacky. Let's use science and reasoning. He was a quack. Okay. Someone had to show him what's what. No, I'm not going to press him on that.
gonna treat it like I'm actually this kid's lawyer.
So what are you doing in all the other playthroughs, Johnny?
I don't honestly know. For some reason, I get very into character with Apollo. I don't know why. I was in the clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op something bad. Tell me more. What was this OP you're so adamant about?
So you're a patient at Maractus Clinic half a year ago. For what reason?
Yeah, what you might call a mock of honor.
Can you explain precisely what was wrong?
Had a little run-in with the Rivalis families.
Rivalis.
That's when I pulled a jack move.
Oh my God!
And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right in me.
Is anyone gonna point out he wasn't wearing shoes in that last picture? Like, I mean, not that I'm wearing. I know in my picture right now I'm smiling like, oh wow. But like, did he get shot so hard his shoes fell off? Oh my God. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting and ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. What the dump?
Hey, I was more than a match for them guys, but they played it dirty. See, I had rubber bullets. They had real bullets. Cheating.
All right. So you were carried to the Maractus Clinic from there on. Apparently he has shot in the heart. I'm not gonna say it, but you know, there's a song that goes a little something. Shut up. Shot in the heart and he's still alive. This kid.
I can catch bullets between my teeth.
Trucy, no, you'll get hurt.
I never learned how to catch them with my heart.
It's not even a joke. I think she's being serious.
The bullet stopped just short of my thumper. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take a stupid bullet.
So, as you say, the surgery was a failure.
That ain't it all, Holmes.
And then just, you let me go without saying a word, see you later, bye? So he didn't treat you, and so you went to a different doctor. That was the day I figured out no OG is gonna let that pass. I went to his pad last night, his pad. But, you know, did you have an appointment to meet with the victim? In the park, perhaps?
You out of your mind? Who makes an appointment to get the drop on someone? I came ready to fight my way into that clinic of his. Shortest way to the clinic from the place is through the park. Know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, oh my God, this came up so long ago, I almost forgot.
He's right. That
does seem to be the shortest path. Okay.
That was cold walking through the park. When he comes popping up out of nowhere. Right before my eyes. I figured someone up on high was looking out for me. You know what I'm saying?
This is not good. That means someone else forced him to get the noodle stand from Eldun and go in that park. And the murder was framed on... But that is a lot of conveniences. Surely, you know, our client here heard the gunshot. Sounds bad right from the get-go. I'm stumped.
Well, there won't be any geckos if we don't get some more info. Go, go, go.
Right. First, gather the facts. Time for despair later. Okay. Let's talk about this other doctor, because, well, there has to be a third party involved somewhere. Really hope this isn't when we have to press everything. So this bullet is still...
You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart.
Your words are like a bullet, shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. God dang it, he's so funny. I love him. Incidentally, that's from one of my hit singles. Don't you mean our hit singles? You're in a band, you know. Oh, right. Sounds straightforward case of malpractice.
What, J-Man? What no accident that's for frizzle.
I'm not gonna repeat it because it's pretty close. That was the day it became figured out. You're not gonna let that pass. Okay. Here's your I guess we gotta press everything.
You figured it out that day? So you had no idea until then?
For half a year, I didn't notice a thing.
What? You had a bullet in your chest and you didn't know?
Takes more than a bullet to bring me down, Holmes.
What if he's lying? Never got shot at all. He went in for a prostate exam. It's just God, that's blue humor. I'm sorry. We keep it clean around here.
How many bullets does it take? God!
Alright, we gotta press everything. My bad. He was a quack. Tell me more.
First of all, you're looking for the word quack. And is that a little harsh? He's your family doctor.
Who asked you, Pony Locks? Just who do you think you are?
I'm your registered lawyer.
Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quack, plain and simple.
Okay. Someone had to show him what's what. God, I'm really bad at pressing everything.
By someone, you mean, was there anyone that scored a settle with this doctor besides you? That you know of?
You better ask somebody else, Holmes. How do I know?
Yeah, that was a dumb question.
I made up my own mind and did what I had to do. Straight gangster style. I'm turning it to gold.
Why were you so mad at the doctor?
Yo, sit back and listen. I drop it, Jamie.
You really should have read these in order, JohneAwesome.
I don't know. So you were patient and miraculous. What do you mean he just let you go without a word?
What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what.
I'm not sure that means, but it sounds bad.
It sounds as though the doctor wished to hide his mistake. That's why he let the defendant go.
He's a liar. Straight up, he's a better G than me.
Seems that there were issues with this doctor. And I mean, we all got issues.
Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor.
Wocky, please consult with your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. Elbows back. Now pull. No, that's a seated row, Tracy.
But why did this mistake only come to light that day?
It was found during the family health check-in.
The family health check-in?
What the?
That was the wackest thing of all. All us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all that. Then they said, drop the briefs, and I was, better die young than fade away, Bizoy.
Bizoy? What on earth does that mean? A relief to hear.
What's a relief?
Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. But, wait, what? Yes, hi, Dr. Maractus. Had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life.
No way, that's whack!
There is proof. Your checkup report. You really should read these, you know.
Okay, we got some info.
How ironic that you killed the one man capable of helping you. You were almost as careless as he was.
That laugh is kind of freaky.
Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started.
We did start.
We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Wait, who? What? Wocky sure is quiet all of a sudden. A little uneasy myself, if you haven't noticed. Is this Gavin's strategy?
What even what the dump am I looking at?
So, you'll tell us your name and occupation.
Oh, what is happening? They got my eyelashes, though.
My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you refer to the Prophet Society at large, supporting and living of which I've...
This gag sucks. This is Let's Player friendly. I don't like it. Stickler, you're already a pain in my butt. Like a rectal thermometer. I'll drop it.
By which he means to say, he's a student. A junior at Ivy University.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my...
Here, Stickler. Please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today.
Okay, Stickler. Testify to the court about what you saw the night of the crime.
You ask quests. Simplistically, understand that Homo sapiens possess 2 eyes, though designed to receive and inherit oh my god.
This is my arch enemy.
Someone who's very well read. Meanwhile, I can't read at all. Okay.
That night I passed through the park on my way home from shopping. When I saw them, one man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. I shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead.
Okay.
That's pretty rock solid alibi. Now, was there anything else in the park at the time?
I can say with 100% accuracy that there was nothing.
The pistol our witness refers to is this one.
Oh, all right. Give me that sucker. Woo! Very well. Do it.
Okay. Getting really tired of saying cross-examination. I'm sorry. It's just repetitive. It's just a compound word. Just, ugh. Tracy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel I've seen him somewhere before. Okay.
Maybe at that club you played at yesterday? Possibly. Passed through the park on my way home from shopping. Oh yeah, what were you buying? Methamphetamines? Go to jail!
On the way home from shopping? Why go through a park?
A fascinating inquiry, revealing my culpable of being insufficiently verbose. Let us consider the time saved by passing through the park on the way home from the store. In that time, I am capable of solving 2 GMAT problem sets. On average, it requires me 3 minutes and 24 seconds. Ergo, the time to complete 2 is an average 6 minutes 46 seconds. However, in the case of the question... Oh,
That's enough. Shut up. God, the stenotyper's gonna have a freaking heart attack. Shame there's no doctors that can operate in town. Court hopes to finish the cross-examination this month.
Please, I have a recording booked after this trial. I've got a show to perform.
God, everyone's busy, but everyone's got side gigs except me. Sorry you're all so busy. If I don't win this, I'm not gonna be able to eat.
One man pulling a stand, another facing him.
Okay. Just curious. Were these men talking by chance? Just probing.
I can make another rectal thermometer. I gotta get off this, bro. But you gotta admit, it's... Sorry, some people trying to eat.
Now that you mention it, they were, though I cannot claim I heard them clearly, only fragments, such as you lied to me. Oh, and I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine, pal.
It's just as our defendant claims. I believe he wished to teach the victim what it felt like to take a bullet to the heart.
That's true, then this is about a piece of testimony.
Yeah, but that's just his testimony. Sounds like he heard them pretty clearly.
Whoa, huh? You mind reading me? Hold up, big guy.
Might I be allowed to amend my testimony?
Why would you... What?
To be precise, he did not say pal, but man. Yes, that was the way of it. I swear it on my diploma.
Which one?
I have several. Probably this one.
What's the difference? Why make such a distinction? And this other man, who was he? Okay. Saw him quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. Okay. This is not looking good at all.
I got nothing. How can you be so sure it was the defendant? The crime took place at night. Would have been pretty dark, I think you'd agree.
Perhaps I was remiss in not mentioning this earlier.
What?
You see, in class, I always sat the very backmost seats. Do you know why?
Let me guess, you got perfect vision.
Because I do not wish anyone to copy my perfect notes.
Oh. And this relates to your testimony. How?
I mention this to illustrate my predisposition to that which is perfect. It was dark, you say, yet there are lights in the park. If I say the defendant was in the park that night, then he was in the park that night. It is as hard, immutable fact.
This character sucks. You should do it over. I agree. But he sure is confident. Seems to be telling the truth, too. Crud. An upstanding citizen. Who's sure of himself. A lawyer's worst enemy. Actually, in his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man holding the stand. Let's take a look at that gun.
Ah! Oh, sorry.
So, anyway. You know, is there like a license number on it? Anything? Anything at all? Whoa! Don't point that at me, Trucy! Oh, come on, don't be a wuss. I can handle guns. Magic guns, at least. The ones that pigeons come out of. Is that a real thing? Huh. Very reassuring. That's it? That's all we got? Oh, brother. I'm getting cooked, y'all. Let's talk about this gun. Are you sure the pistol you saw in the same one just submitted as evidence?
Am I sure? Surely you jest.
Or so a common witness would be tempted to say. What? Oh, crap, sorry. I dropped my nose.
Ah. Yet I am no common witness.
I see not only events as they are, but the logical structure governing these events. First, we must consider the fact that it was night in my field of vision. Shut it! Oh! Scream into a pillow because I was so mad. I think he means he couldn't see it that clearly. Oh, really? I'll be honest, Trucy. My eyes left the screen. My badge for a normal witness. An ace attorney? Pfft, no way.
Yet the fact that a pistol was fired before my eyes is indisputable.
I can still see it when I close my eyes. The defendant raised his weapon and shot. The bullet to the man pulling the stand. Wait, in the forehead? What? In the forehead? Do we have autopsy? Where's autopsy? Right temple. The right temple is not the forehead, though. Are you absolutely certain only one shot was fired?
Yes, of course, it was one shot. Why do you ask?
Contradiction, finally. Mr. Stickler, according to the court record, the pistol fired twice. I didn't even see that! A clear No, that's not a contradiction, Apollo. Have you never celebrated, Apollo? Maybe a victory in court? Maybe you've never won a case. But it's not hard to imagine a Kentucky boy firing his pistol up in the air like a cowboy. It's a bit of a stretch. Good eyes, Harry Justice. You're cool. You're real cool. You think so? I like it, but yet there's no reason why this other shot had to been fired that night. Meaning this pistol came from the Kentucky family mansion, yeah? I think it's no unreasonable to assume the pistol had been fired once before that night. During, perhaps, another altercation? He's profiling. He's got a point, but he's profiling. Judging from his smug expression, I'd say Prosecutor Gavin had the answer ready before he even spotted the problem. Seems pretty confident in his testimony. Dang it. I always make the biggest mistakes when we're our most confident. He's got a weak point somewhere, Apollo. Find it. You're right. And I know exactly where it is. It's just
It took me a minute, but learning about the gun is very important. That will come up at some point. But forehead and temple, similar area. But that means he didn't see it perfectly. Sorry, buddy. Rip up those notes. They're trash.
If that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you? Relaxing, I see, out of justice?
Objection! Oh my God, man, my ears! This music is so perfect. Could melt my soul. Once is quite enough. Justice.
Apollo, pace yourself. His trial's not over yet. You only have so many vocal cords to go.
Right. Look at this!
Autopsy report. Let me see that thing. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I get it now.
Right. A problem. A big problem. Yes! The problem is the location of the entry wound.
Location? You know what they say in show business, it's location, location, location. Where's that real estate?
You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not?
I've already determined your angle of inquiry.
Oh, my theme song. I was in the song.
First, understand that when I say square, I speak not of geometrical space, but what do I mean by this? For example, the defection of pi.
What? You're off your rocker. Trucy, translate, please. Mr. Justice, I'm gonna need you to close your eyes. I gotta smack some sense in this boy. Was your objection to these Kryptonian particle things?
This is the big time. You're obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here.
All right, I'm down, even though I read the autopsy report already.
Location of the entry wound was the right temple. There we go. Theme song commence.
Temple.
Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, ain't it? Well, that'll take him down a peg. It is, right? Finally.
Objection!
No! Higher justice. Oh, higher justice.
Am I saying that right? I gotta figure it out.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna work out, is it? Oh my God.
What about my hair? Your tactics are outdated. Trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles? Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Yo, what, Klavier? You better shush your mouth. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You bringing old stuff into this? Nah, man. Now you're on the list. I'm not gonna say what the list is, but Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to his testimony. What is that face? Hey, hiding forehead. Forehead? What? Man, that's just Klavier, how old are you?
Nah, you're too old to be doing that crap, bro. Now I understand if you're doing a video game let's play, you can do nicknames that are a little, I mean, I've done it. I'm not a saint. But that's your opponent in court.
He's got a pretty face. He ain't that kind, though. Let us imagine you're walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, higher forehead? Well, I guess I'd try to stop them. Probably shout, "Stop!" And you, Fräulein? Well, I'd probably scream, "Eek!" And you, Herr Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Where's it going with this? The victim turned his head at the last moment. No, what? I don't get it. Ah, yes. Thank you for jogging my memory.
Sounds like an addendum to the testimony. Okay. Let's hear it.
Wait, is it just testimony round 2? Okay, it is. Won't be that long though, right? Hopefully.
Soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Cease this at once, you two!
This is a Yu-Gi-Oh card, bro.
Solemn judgment is in effect! I cried, "Stop, you two!" with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene.
Wait, but no gun was found at the scene of the crime. Where was this gun found? So you attempted to stop the crime?
Indeed. With composure, might I add.
Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted anything at all. Trucy, don't victim blame. If it really did happen, that's a God. That doesn't really matter. I don't care about him. I don't care about him. I want him dead, in fact. Oh, that's terrible.
Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would.
Okay.
The witness, Mr. Stickler, was it? Stood right here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please!" There's something of that nature. And the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. Like so. Wow, look at that. The killer would have fired at just that moment. As we can see, the bullet would have struck right temple, as in the report.
Oh, crud. Yeah. Well, alright, that makes sense.
Witness the power of a junior at Ivy University, Department of Science.
Ugh, God, get a personality. Well, anyway, get it. Okay. I'm curious about the gun. Where is this gun? Genuinely. Tossing pistol aside, he fled from the scene. Where was the gun found? Ah, crud, it says it right there. I guess they weren't going to leave a gun around. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, we'll go in order then. If I must. Ugh. Took action. Cease this at once, you two, I cried with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. I might say something weird here. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turning?
Indeed, I would say about the same time, to be precise.
Not very precise, is it? And the victim didn't ask you for help?
It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. Didn't even have time to take a single step.
What's weird about that? I'm totally sure the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy. You're not helping. I mean, I'm glad you're here, but like, what? Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Okay. Right. Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly?
He seemed quite surprised, especially considering it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked. A common tale, but true. Unfortunately, I could take no further action.
Okay. Why did Wocky look surprised? That's a weird part of it. I mean, if you really did have this gun, if it does come from the Kitiki family, and the fingerprints were wiped, that's also really mysterious. Look at this report while I'm at it. Oh, it's really short. Okay. Metallic object found near heart. Urgent. Exam needed. Okay. Do we really? Do we? Let's not. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, we're already here. No, Johnny. Why? Okay. These bloomers sure have a distinct design. Certainly know who they belong to at a glance. That way, she doesn't have to write her name on them. Smart. Genius, in fact. I think writing her name would have been easier than drawing a plum blossom, but what do I know? Okay. And he left the pistol there. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? Nah, Apollo, that's whack. That's whack. I don't know if they do that in Japan, but in America, that is not your jurisdiction.
It all happened so fast. I'm afraid I hadn't the time.
Does something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? No, it doesn't. The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away? According to the testimony, that's what happened. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. What? Find something. Find what? The knife? I liked that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. As sad as I feel without... What do we do now? At least the testimony is getting a little more clear. Okay, she's right. I can find something to use in this new testimony. The only thing that stands out is... they did not find this knife. Found at the crime scene, but he made no mention of it. But where do I stick this knife so I can stick it to him? He mentions a pistol, but he doesn't want to talk about a knife. Weird. Found at the crime scene bearing Wocky's prints. Yeah, there you go. That... God dang it. Here you go!
What are you doing? What are you doing? Flaying that thing around like a crazy man.
I was presenting evidence?
No, you're not. Shut up and die.
Wait. If... the fingerprints were wiped, but this has prints. And the Creator Purple Rain is prints, so... Okay. That is it! It's gotta be! How did it... If he ran away, how would he...
Oh my god. I'm so effing smart. Look at me, Mr. Lawyer Man.
Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you.
What? Come again?
Wait a second, you say. A second?
We intended to wait just a single second or 16ths of a minute. No, he said 60ths.
That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court.
Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes...
Shut up! Justice, go!
Yes?
Am I to understand you're objecting to the length of a second?
No!
I'm so frustrated.
Just look at the pistol, sir.
Whoa! Calm down, Apollo! It's not that serious, man. I know we rib at each other, but man, I got a family. Okay?
Doesn't have a single print on it.
A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints.
But you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right, you did say that. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. We all heard it.
Little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there.
Ew. And also, I'm not little.
Then let's think like adults, shall we?
If this was me, bruh, and he was saying that to her, Apollo, gotta hit him with that solar flare. Yeah! I'm sorry. That's. I assume Fraulein means young girl.
What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves?
Oh, darn. Gotta admit, I didn't think of that one. Neither did I! Dang it!
Well, Justice?
Could the killer have been wearing gloves?
Does he have a latex allergy? Okay, just had to make sure.
I get it technically is... Wait.
No! He couldn't have been wearing gloves because this was also found in the scene of the crime, and it does have his fingerprints. So there is a discrepancy. He could have took the gloves off, then did one of those, like you're making a poop out of Play-Doh with the knife. I don't know why you do that, but if that dude didn't say it, he probably didn't. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, you wouldn't have time to wipe the pistol. What? Oh, are you speaking to me? That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled.
But it doesn't say what weapon. Interesting. Oh, never mind.
And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of, but doesn't confirm it.
That sounds solid to me. Well, for Jesus Christ. Any of your precious objections left? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. Dang, bro. Dang, Apollo. I felt that, bro. I felt that. He's talking right to me, bro. It's like when girls be listening to Taylor Swift. She wrote this song for me. The same thing here. They made this game for me, bro. I don't got nothing to say. Dog. Shut up and focus! What do you mean you have nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Wait, what's obvious? When he restated what he saw just now. He said he saw Wocky drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure what Wocky threw away. Yeah, you're right, Trucy! I'm sorry I told you to shut up at the start of the episode! I'm just confused because a pistol's found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must have been hard to be perfect and yet so wrong.
Whoa!
Well, it can be said I'm quite offended. While it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote of that was seized by the teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see, the appellation of poor might be prefixed to my name.
Oh my God, dude! I don't get paid enough for that. What can we say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something away. Does the defendant have anything to say about that?
Well, if he threw it away wasn't a pistol, it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking.
I'll wipe that smile off your face, Gavin.
He said pretty face. I skimmed over that. Perhaps you can inform the court as to the nature of this something else. What did the killer throw? Oh, you just gave me the easiest layup in the world of history. I got it. I'm an ace attorney. Is that a sword? For a hobbit? No. Stinker? I saw one of those last night movie.
Great sleep-deprived judge. This knife was found at the scene of the crime, which the defendant prints on it.
His prints?
This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, the defendant wasn't wearing gloves.
I can see your point. He could have took the gloves off, and
we've discussed that. Probably not. Oh, howdy, Flowerhead. It's really hard to say. You're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Walkie-talkie.
I just got it.
Two, the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Well, you could get put in jail for that, but it wouldn't be as bad as murder. Attempted murder is still not murder. Never underestimate Gavin in the lessons here. Okay.
Court's of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. And that night, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. But less assuming. Please. Stick to the facts, man.
Like three different Southern people from like TV and movies.
No, I say, that ain't gonna work.
It is always the same with you people.
Oh, hold on, why do you say you people, man? Throwing around that quack word before, I don't like that.
Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming, yes, that's what I said, assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet, here you are assuming that my assumption is no better.
Man, I don't know how to tell you this. You're bringing homework questions in. That's not doing you any favors, man. I don't like that. All right, what this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened. And that'll be all, okay?
Okay. Let's go.
I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else.
Okay, that's possible. But then that just proves you didn't see the real killer. Why didn't you chase the killer?
He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have ran him down and bludgeoned him with my Bible of sorts. Yet what could have been done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that.
Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not know? Also, not know. And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? Seems clear. We have our killer. Does it not?
Does it not, Mr. Justice?
I better find a way to take this testimony down fast. This is not looking good. Come on. Think. Genuinely, though.
I mean, he's got to say something once we press. Okay, it's only 4. I can do this. Can I prevent the killer from leaving the scene? Yes, okay. Nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. All right. So you just sat there, mouth agape. No, he called, but we'll try and press him. You were certainly composed for someone who just witnessed a killing. Suspicious, no? If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor.
Ooh, cool answer. Very cool.
So nothing strange about how he acted. He's composed. Trucy, like she's about to say something. Okay, maybe the next question. Trucy, you got my back? It's kind of the tutorial case still, right? Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I've just dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Oh, a perfect syllogism? Syllogism? What the? A proof in 3 parts! Exquisite! Simply exquisite! He's creeping me out. He actually looks like he's gonna cry. Trucy, are you gonna cry too? What's going on with that face? I'm confused. Until the police arrived 10 minutes before the scene. Okay. Sure. Can you tell us in detail about those 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. Is that it? No one came! Nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say I saw nothing.
Was late at night. It's not odd to think there'd be a few people around in the park.
So he just stood there, watching, menacingly. Not much to go on. Trucy! If you got something to say, come on. You got the floor. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness in there somewhere.
Nothing, Trucy? Oh my god. I really don't know.
Which way did the killer run?
By the time it was clear the killer had noticed me, naturally he ran in the opposite direction.
That mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Key mansion. Octang.
Don't even think about pointing that. He was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back around once he was out of sight.
Yeah. How do you know that's where I was going?
Ugh! Can't find a single problem.
Had enough at last? Headed for a head? Maybe it's time to go back off a bit. If we got nothing, I don't know.
No, never relent, right? The defense still has some questions left.
Your opinion, Gavin?
Let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head.
Well, that sounds like a good use of time. He can multitask. No wonder he's famous.
Okay, I guess we're cooked. I should have just said the opposite. Looping around like I'm looping the third.
I'll back off. Sorry.
What is this onomatopoeia? It's not like a gerbil.
I don't think gerbils make this. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. That's not fair.
Appears are no objections to the witness's current testimony.
There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. Dang, Klavier, you are good. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No!
That was not shrieky enough to be Apollo. I don't want to go any higher. As soon as we come to the end of the line here.
That can't be all. Impossible. How unfortunate. Seems you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Mr. Forehead?
It's like Miss Potato Head. That's funny. I like it. I like some Toy Story humor. Yeah. I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. Court now declare the verdict for the defendant, Wocky Kitaki.
Eek! Huh? True? No! Trucy!
What is it?
Nobody move.
What's the meaning of this? Who are you?
There'll be no verdict in this court, not yet.
What? Are you one of the Kitakis?
What gave you that impression? I don't know nothing like any of those mobsters. I'm a magician.
The Kitakis? You mean those notorious gangsters?
If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes.
Oh, what? This court will not be pressured from the likes of...
Hi, Judge. I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Recess 20 minutes. I promise you, you'll regret it.
I screamed. That actually came out of nowhere.
How did he disappear so fast? It's like this game had a limited budget and it was on 3DS hardware. Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo.
She said in green text. What?
Was that what she was whispering?
Suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for 20 minutes, I guess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man.
Oh my God, what is going on? I swear to God, if they hurt Trucy, I would be ever so cross. God, I'm such a quacker.